Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of corporate finance. And today we're looking at a company that has been a bit of a powerhouse in the energy sector, but might be up to something interesting. Today we're diving into a recent filing from Alliant Energy Corp and its subsidiary Wisconsin Power and Light Co. Now, what's really caught our eye here isn't just routine business, but a significant financial maneuver involving a massive debt offering. Think of it as the company saying, we need a big chunk of cash, and we're borrowing it. We'll break down exactly what that means for you as an investor or just someone curious about how big companies operate. And if you appreciate getting these straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we can discuss these findings further. So what we have here is a Form 8K filing. These are typically used to announce major events that shareholders should know about right away. In this case, the big news happened on the 2nd of December 2025, Wisconsin Power and Light Co., which is a part of the larger Alliant Energy Corporation, officially entered into an agreement to sell a substantial amount of debt. Let's unpack this. Wisconsin Power and Light Co., or WPL as they call it, is selling $300 million worth of what are called debentures. Think of debentures as a type of loan. They're borrowing this money from investors. The interest rate on this loan is fixed at 5.700% and they are promising to pay it back in the year 2055. That is a long time from now. This deal was made with a group of underwriters, which are essentially investment banks that help companies sell their debt or stock to the public. The idea is to raise a lot of money now with the plan to pay it back much later. This agreement to sell the debentures, this whole offering, is expected to be finalized very soon after the report, around the 5th of December. Standard stuff like making sure all the paperwork is in order and everything. Now, what is interesting to a financial analyst or even just a curious observer is why they're doing this. Raising this much money via debt usually means the company has plans. It could be for expanding operations, funding new projects, refinancing existing debt that might have a higher interest rate, or even just building up their cash reserves for future uncertainties. Since WPL is in the essential business of providing power and light, a stable revenue stream is generally expected, but major infrastructure projects or shifts in the energy market can demand significant capital. This filing also includes an officer's certificate, which is basically a formal document from the company's executives detailing the exact terms of these new debentures. It is like the official contract for this specific loan. The fact that they are issuing bonds with a fixed rate that matures in 2055 tells us a few things. For one, they are betting that interest rates either for them specifically or in the broader market might go up in the future. Locking in a rate now, even if it seems a bit high to some, gives them certainty. It also means that for the next 30 years, they have this obligation to pay that interest, which will impact their profitability. We also see an opinion from legal counsel Perkins Coie LLP. This is standard practice. Lawyers review the whole deal to make sure everything is legal and above board, especially when dealing with public offerings of securities like these debentures. It's a sign of due diligence, making sure the investors can trust that the debt is valid. And to get the word out, WPL also issued a press release on the same day they priced this offering. Press releases are often used to communicate company news to the public and the media in a more digestible format than the official SEC filings. It signals they want this news to be widely known. Now, looking at this from a Warren Buffett style perspective, a large debt issuance like this needs careful consideration. On one hand, if WPL can take this borrowed money and invest it in projects that generate returns higher than the 5.70% interest cost, then this is a smart move. It is essentially using leverage to grow the business. However, debt also increases risk. If revenues falter or unexpected expenses arise, meeting those debt payments becomes a priority, potentially squeezing other areas of the business, or even leading to financial distress if things go really wrong. For a utility company, which typically has stable, regulated income, this level of borrowing is notable and suggests a significant strategic initiative is underway. We see this filing is signed by Robert J. Durian, the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer for both Alliant Energy Corporation and Wisconsin Power and Light Company. This dual signature reinforces that the parent company is overseeing and involved in this major financial decision for its subsidiary. His signature here is on the 5th of December 2025, showing his direct authorization for these filings. So, what's the real story here? Wisconsin Power and Light Co. is taking on a substantial amount of debt. This isn't just pocket change, it's $300 million. This signals a strong intention to invest and grow, or to manage their existing financial structure. The long maturity date of 2055 suggests confidence in their long-term financial stability, and perhaps an expectation of stable or rising interest rates. For investors, this means WPL is likely pursuing opportunities that they believe will yield a good return. But it also means increased financial obligations down the line. It's a calculated move that will shape the company's financial landscape for decades. What is your take on this large debt issuance? Do you see it as a sign of strength and growth, or does the increased debt level raise concerns for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown helped you understand what is going on behind the scenes at major corporations, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribing ensures you don't miss our next deep dive. Also, don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description. It is a great place to continue the conversation and connect with other like-minded individuals. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.